We've seen a bit of everything. We've seen absolute decimation, we've seen destruction, and we have seen miracles left and right. Over the last 14 days, we probably had close to, just at our location, maybe 500 different volunteers come through. And we have seen American of every shape, color, creed, and size helping every other American, which is what America is supposed to be. There's two big fears that we have. The biggest fear right now is that when all this is over, Western North Carolina becomes a footnote. And we don't want that. We don't want that for anybody that's left behind after a disaster, holding the bag, trying to rebuild everything that they've lost. And the second fear is that we won't have an opportunity to have a real conversation about the after action of what took place in order for us to understand how we can use a combination of both private sector and public sector funding and efforts to have effective, efficient actions on the ground, to make it more mobile and more agile, but more importantly, to re-inject capital back into the local economy. So this is my question. First thing I'd like to ask is this. Will you and President Trump promise to not forget Western North Carolina if you win the election?
We will never forget Western North Carolina.
I don't doubt that you won't. I do not doubt. The second question I think is more important. The second question is, when can we sit down and have a real legitimate conversation about overhauling the process of disaster relief in the United States? And understanding that the bureaucratic process of red tape that we have to cut through in order to get the funding directly to the people who need it most is just simply takes too long. And it's not the fault of any individual agency or the federal government. There's a lot of
Just a second, man. We okay? Kamala Harris built this platform behind us. We did okay, man? We good?
You can have my chair if you want.
I don't know.
Good. Go ahead, sir.
The question is, can we have a conversation about revamping a national disaster strategy so that we can utilize retired veterans and special operations personnel who have been leading the charge hands down in Western North Carolina and effectively provided food, supplies, and medical aid and assistance to thousands and thousands of lives, and revamping the national disaster strategy in the United States so that we can make it more effective?
Yeah, man, that's a big question, an important question. Let me just say, I want to reiterate, Donald Trump and I know that the Appalachian region of our country, Western North Carolina, East Tennessee, East Kentucky, West Virginia, Southwest Virginia, has been left behind and forgotten, and we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it in response to this disaster, and we're never going to let the people of that region of our country, the region that really built our country, we're never going to let them be left behind or forgotten. I promise that to you, man. And let me just say about the disaster response. First of all, I want to thank you all for everything that you did, and I want to thank all the private relief agencies, the charities, the Good Samaritans who did their job and took care of their fellow Americans. God bless you guys. We should all be proud of them.